I'm Christine Walker. I am the founder of Christine Walker Physical Therapy, which is located right here inside a Perfect Balance Training Center. This is a gymnastics training center, so a real gym, as we were saying, not one where you just go to like work out. This is where you go to become an amazing athlete as a gymnast. And I'm also the founder of PT website Secrets, where I help other physical therapists attract new patient leads with their websites. So welcome to my PT crib.
All right, so Christine, show us around. So this is like, you said you tell your patients look for the warehouse?
I do. I tell my patients look for the warehouse. Go under the railroad tracks and look for the warehouse. It's really, really attractive.
So there's the railroad tracks.
Yep.
All right. Perfect balance.
Come on in.
Nice, let's do this. Just tell us what we're seeing. So this is where everyone does gym work.
This is actually the gym itself.
Where's the weights and the you know, like where's all the CrossFit equipment?
Right, they're with our buddy in the CrossFit gym down the road.
No, we got all the bars. Dude, this is awesome. You got the foam pit and everything.
It's pretty much
so cool.
a little kids and adults playhouse paradise. Yeah, pretty much.
That's really
cool. Get
cool.
an image of you in the foam pit later.
Yeah.
So when you come in, my office is down. That's the most attractive instructions ever. Go down to the snack machines, look for the sign. I'm on the right past the leotards. So come on in.
Awesome. Christine Walker.
This is like legit how it looks when I walk in first thing. We did not clean this place up. We did nothing. This is au naturel. Gym dust and
except for my bag.
Okay, except for Aaron's bag. Except for Aaron's bag. This is exactly how it looked when we walked in. Like I said, if you look on the mat, find a nice layer of gym dust, chalk. If you remember seeing like on the Olympics and stuff, the gymnasts are always putting chalk on their hands so they don't slip off the bar. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. You can't escape it. We'll have it on our pants by the time we leave.
So what kind of equipment do you have in here? What do you use with your patients?
You see in the outside, and I actually have access to everything out there. As long as I'm not getting in the way of a gymnast, which right now the gym looks pretty empty. Later tonight when we leave, it'll be hopping, and we'll be like trying to cross the gym and make sure we're not getting run over by somebody about to vault. So here I don't use a ton of equipment, which is similar to you, Aaron. I have some basic things, like I do some basic kettlebells. See, they're not even in the row right now. I have a pillow. That's exciting, right? Nice wipeable pillow. I have some yoga blankets in different places at the moment. Some yoga blocks. This, you might be like, what is this? For my gymnasts, this is actually a really important thing where I find out about their strength when they're getting ready for bars, especially important in like a shoulder or back injury. And I have them use this, but really it's a roll that I got out of a carpet I bought at my house. And I said, this is perfect. I think I'll buy PVC pipe, or I could just take this to the office.
Oh, that's awesome.
So hey, a little bit of home DIY there. I have a go suit and I have a big therapy ball.
Oh yeah.
I was sitting on it over here dry needling someone yesterday, so that's why it's over there. But that's really it. Yoga mat, because we do a lot on the yoga mat. And
you did the
some bands.
you did the yoga evaluation article for Urson a while back, right? In child space.
I did a couple actually. Yeah, one was like the most popular post of 2016 maybe?
Yeah, it's been a few years.
One of the like top 5.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool.
So yeah, if you want to see, go check that out if you want to see it. But so I do a lot of yoga evaluations, whether people know it or not, honestly. Like, I'm not afraid to use yoga with populations who might be, you know, if you told them they were doing yoga, they might be a little nervous.
Yeah.
The teenage boys do it before, they didn't realize it. So you can use it in so many ways.
That's awesome.
The body weight stuff. So a lot of body weight. So I have to show this mark off. Okay. So this is from wall slides, single leg wall slides. This is a new leotard that rubbed off on my wall. Okay.
That's so awesome.
And that's been there like 2 years. So now it's more like a joke. I can't get rid of it.
Did you try the magic eraser thing?
I haven't tried anything, honestly. It's just like, that's where we do our wall slides now. Because it's already marked up.
It looks like it's someone is doing some serious wall slides.
I think she was.
Yeah.
She was. And you know, back out there at gymnastics doing amazing. Regionals
awesome.
are coming up, guys, so they're preparing hard.
That's so cool. So it is pretty like it's
Minimal.
minimal. Yeah. I think that's the main point that I think a lot of people think is like, I got to have like this really well done up, perfect, place, and they don't end up finding it.
Well, and what's amazing is, I still charge people over $200 to come here.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be, it's about more than just that.
Mm-hmm.
The people who are coming here, true, I will give them this. The people who are coming here are looking for more of like this type setting anyway. Right? They're athletes. They're more comfortable in this than they are like some posh office anyway.
Yeah.
So to them, this is less intimidating. It really fits my patient.
Right. And so your value proposition isn't you're going to come to a comfortable, quiet space and chill out and drink coffee. It's like you're going to come and you're going to have the rafters are going to be open.
Yeah.
And there's going to be people outside, exercising, working out.
We don't have any music playing right now, but I cannot control the music that gets played out there.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the girls' routines. Sometimes it's Disney because the little kids are out there. I have no control. And that's okay. We just get a good laugh out of it.
That's awesome. So who's your, number one patient? What's the type of patient you like to work with, or who do you work with?
I love working with the athletes and active adults. And so you'll find, on my website and stuff, my USP is we help active adults and athletes get back to the workouts and sports they love without painkillers, injections, or multiple trips to the doctor's office. And really that describes my perfect patient to a T. When they come here, sit in that chair, and we have that talk, it's funny how some of them almost verbatim say that back to you.
Right.
Your marketing's working. And especially the injections thing. Around here, I think we have some large ortho groups who are really heavy on the injections. A ton of people who don't want the injections, they don't want to take painkillers. That really speaks to them. So I work with that more active population who's looking to get back to that active lifestyle, so they're not fazed by all the activity going on out there. No, am I the best person for somebody who's highly sensitive with crazy chronic fibromyalgia pain? Probably not. But I'm not marketing to them either.
Right.
So I happily give them the number of some other people in town.
Yeah. What? How do you find your patients?
So how do I find my patients is, it's a loaded question. How do I find my patients when?
Okay, how'd you find your first 10 patients?
So my first 10 patients, when I first started, let's start with that. When I first started, I was really word of mouth dependent, insanely word of mouth dependent, okay? Whether that was word of mouth from the gym here, which they did help me start some and get some of the gymnasts to be coming, but also really it was just other people out in the community, so me networking that way, other healthcare professionals who were taking care of me were some of my first patients. Things like that, were just people who you're running into, and they say, oh, I've got this problem. You start having conversations, or they say, oh, I've got this friend that has this problem. A lot of my first patients were that way.
Yeah.
Kind of your whole idea of if you can just make a few patients happy, that's going to multiply really quickly. Right. I know Aaron likes to talk about that, and it's a great concept because it's so true. I think people get scared, how do I start?
How do I get so that's the biggest question. People are like, well, where do I get my first 10 people? Basically, where do I get my first 10 people to get the ball rolling? Do I have to have this crazy marketing scheme? Do I even have to have a website? Do I have to have all this stuff?
I wasn't even in this space when I started. Okay, I was just going to people's homes. So this came 6 months later, I guess, roughly, after I had started. So now where I get most of my patients is honestly from my website and from online. Yeah. And a mixture of that, and then still some obviously coming from the gym. But at this point, I've been around the gym long enough that I've established a rapport with a lot of the parents, and so that's just kind of a natural stream regardless. And I know that's going to be there just because of my location, no matter what my online marketing is really positioned. So I don't actually spend my online marketing a ton on marketing to gymnasts, which that surprises people. But I know they're going to be coming in regardless, right?
How'd you build those relationships in the first place?
So with the gym or with other
with the people here at the gym.
Yeah. So a lot of that at the beginning. I can tell you why, but I'm trying to think about how I can answer it in a way that's going to motivate people to go after the best way. Because mine was there's a lot of things I could have done, but I chose not to. you know, like I thought about holding workshops. I thought about doing it, and then I ended up shifting gears.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Was it just because you were here? Is that the whole deal?
It was the coaches would say, you need to go talk to her, and I'd offer a free discovery visit.
Yeah.
Like for the funnel from the gym, and I just knew that was naturally going to happen.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people, this the mistake that I think people make is they like, oh, I'm going to go in the gym and they're going to send me patients, and they expect that that's going to happen, and then they're let down that they're not busy or full enough because they don't have patients.
Well, you can't expect your main revenue stream to necessarily, like you don't. I'm going to argue if you're expecting that, then the gym owns your business, not you.
Right.
I don't care whose name's on the door. Right?
Right.
So if the gym owns your referral stream, then really they own your business. Whoever owns your traffic owns your business.
Mm-hmm.
I knew naturally that I was going to get people from the gym just because I'm here. It's easy for them to come in. I see them during practice times. Like I work directly with the coaches. We have very open communication. And that was one of the struggles they were having before is a lot of the doctors, the coaches still didn't know what they were allowed to do or not.
Right.
And a lot of physical therapists just didn't understand gymnastics. They hadn't been around it enough to really know what they do for 4 hours every day here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they don't realize even the amount of work these girls are putting in, the demands on their body. So really, when it comes to the gym, I knew that I would naturally get the coaches saying, hey, you should chat with Christine because she's here.
Yeah.
And so I didn't actually worry about marketing hugely to the gym. Now there's some things I could have done to speed that up. Like let's say I really wanted to get them a lot of the gym population. Mm-hmm. I was thinking, I looked at the idea of workshops and things, informational things for parents. I did actually do a few articles that went out in newsletters to just kind of introduce me to the community, those sort of things. And I offered, free discovery visits for the gymnasts as well, so that people could have easy access, right? But really, I knew that if I was dependent on the gym for all my business, what happens if, for some crazy reason, the gym failed the next year?
Right.
I have no business. Okay, so I knew it was really important not to be, and I think for people who are thinking about starting, they got to think about that too. Yes, while it sounds awesome to be in a gym, like, oh, I'm going to get all these automatic referrals. Well, you don't want that to be your only source. That's dangerous, really dangerous for your business. Big point of failure. So I really focused then on driving the online marketing and through my website so that I could really attract people online to this practice. So most of the people I get online are I get a lot of the active adults that are looking for alternative solutions in town. They don't want the traditional route. They want somebody who's a little bit different, willing to think outside the box. And then I do actually occasionally get gymnasts from far away because they come for the gymnastics specialty.
Like from the other side of Charlotte, or from like
an hour and a half.
An hour and a half away.
I mean, I've had people think about flying in from Texas, and we did some stuff via Skype. Via Skype, like the gymnastics specialty itself, and that's the whole thing about being a niche. If you're a niche and you can get that online, like you're going to get people from all over. I had a gymnast emailing me in Indonesia, asking me questions because she said her PT was struggling. And I sent her, I just felt bad for her, so I sent her some advice, along the way to say, hey, pass this along to your PT, basically. Because she was trying to figure out why her ankle pain was recurring, and I had a pretty good idea just based on the gymnastics history. So it's funny, like how the niche thing really can explode your reach.
Especially if you put it on the internet, YouTube, your blog.
People find it.
Yeah.
I mean, especially so, and that's why, even more so, coming back to that USP and everything, getting your niche down. I think that's been a big part of why I've been able to.
But yours doesn't say gymnast in it.
No. Yeah. You're right. But why? I already told you it was a marketing decision because I'm already here.
Right.
Now, if I was not in here, it would be different. Like if I was elsewhere.
Yeah. Don't you have like a different? Do you have two websites? Or did you used to?
No, I do actually have a second website for another subspecialty that I started working on expanding last year. But then I had all these PTs contacting me about how to do the websites, and so I put that on hold and decided I was going to help people do the websites instead.
Oh,
so
that's cool.
I'm going to do more with that in the future.
Yeah.
Just realized it wasn't the time.
Yeah, I think that was something that, I don't know if we had talked about it a long time ago or I'd seen it, where it was like, it's like I've got my active people website and then like a mirrored website or just a different landing page that's, with a different USP on it. That's
yes, it was.
For gymnasts.
It was. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So keep your eyes out.
Right.
In the next few years, maybe.
So how'd you get into helping people with websites? Just people just asked you, how'd you do this?
Yeah, I've been involved in a lot of different groups, which is such a huge blessing because learning from everybody else has really sped up this process of getting my practice going, my business going the way I wanted it to. And in the process of that, when I kind of hacked my way on how to make these websites that actually bring in new leads from the internet, word kind of got out amongst those groups, and so all these people started emailing me or messaging me on Facebook, and they're saying like, how'd you do this? How'd you do that? Like, can you help me with this? And I just realized one-on-one I can only help so many people, right? So I recorded the whole process in a course, and that's what I created the course for. And then I also now, that's kind of evolved, and I now also help people just one-on-one as well.
That's awesome.
So it's kind of funny how
so are you getting some majority of your patients that come in, they're coming through your website, through some of the forms on your website?
One or two off just the gym, but the majority is through forms on the website.
Yeah. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So what's the number one thing on your website that gets patients or new patients? What is it about your website or about a website that generates new patients really easily?
Sure. So the biggest thing that you need to have on your website to get patients to really generate leads, let's start there. To generate leads, because we all know you have to have a lead before they become a patient, right?
Yeah.
So the biggest thing is giving them multiple options on ways to start a relationship with you. Okay? Because we know so many people.
You mean like schedule an appointment now or call me now?
Yeah, well, so how many people show up and just want to pick up the phone and call you, right? Let's be honest.
Right.
Not many, right?
I'm saying that with a smile on my face.
He is. Yeah. It's funny. I'm trying not to laugh too hard. So, basically, most people don't want to pick up the phone and call you, right? They want to get to know you a little bit better because they really don't know and trust you. They just, somehow you popped up online somewhere and they're thinking, is this another scam, or is this guy for real? Can he really be as good as other people are saying? And so they want ways to learn more. Now, there'll be one or two who are ready to pick up the phone call. Just statistically, that's going to happen. There'll be one or two. So you want to make sure they can. But the rest of them maybe want some more. Maybe they want to download something free from you so they can, see what sort of material you have out. Maybe they want to just fill out a form so that they can schedule time for you to call them back because they'd really rather not pick the phone, but if someone calls them, they might pick up the phone.
Right.
Those sort of details. So when you have multiple ways for somebody to start that relationship with you as a lead, then you have a better chance at capturing more leads. Because if your only option is for people to either call you or schedule an appointment now, well, 99% of people are not ready to do that when they first land on your website. They'll look around, they'll be like, oh, this is kind of interesting, and then they'll just leave, and what happens? They forget about you.
Right.
I mean, it's the reality. We're all busy, we're all, got things going on. I can't tell you, even just today, I opened Facebook to look up a message someone had sent me. And within 30 seconds, I was like, what am I on here for? I mean, I couldn't even remember. And I had to be
I do that all the time.
And think, that's right, I needed to go on Messenger and look up what so-and-so sent me 3 days ago or something.
Right.
And that's the same thing that happens with our patients. Like, we're fooling ourselves if we think it's any different. So our website needs to give them those options. It needs to give the skeptical people options. It needs to give the ready-to-buy people options. It needs to give the people who are somewhere in the middle who just don't want to pick up the phone, but they'll pick up the phone if you call them.
What are some of the options that you can give people?
So the 3 options right now that I'm giving on my website are talk to a PT on the phone, ask about cost and availability, and apply for free discovery visit. And honestly, it's interesting because depending on your population, you'll probably find certain people are going to tailor more towards one than the other. For my population, it's always ask about cost and availability. I'd say 75% of my inquiries come in through that lead.
Yeah.
For yours, I think it's different. I think we've talked about this. Is that right?
Yeah, well, I've used a lot of different ones. You put me on the spot. Well, I've used a lot of different ones. So I did have one, like, for a long time, I was using instant appointment.
Yeah.
So but that was still like too much, but it's, but people would fill out a form and I would still get a lot of people click on that. Right now, we've been getting more talk to a PT first. So people want to talk to us first. So since we got rid of instant appointment about 2 years ago, but it was, I mean, I had like 400 people go through that.
You're like, oh.
I'm like, sweet.
It's hard to sometimes split test these things, but you've got to.
Yeah.
Because you never know. The next one might be 800 people.
Right. So, and then we got that, and then we only, in a few months ago, started with a free discovery option. We've had talk to a PT first, inquire about cost and availability, got a free ebook. You can call us on the phone. You can go to our Facebook website. You can watch my testimonials. You can do a whole lot of stuff from our website.
Yeah, you've got the whole gamut now, which is awesome. When it comes to just ways people can reach out to me, those are basically the three. We're doing similar ones. It's funny though, your population is drawn to a different phrase than mine is, but we'd expect that too, which is why we give them options. Yeah,
and I've got 2 new ones that I'm getting ready to test. I'm testing them. One of my Elite Mastermind students is testing one of them, and then I'm going to be later this week switching it up and testing it. So I'm not going to tell you guys yet. You're going to have to check back in with me in a few months.
What might be a total bust, so don't go copy him yet. Let him split test it for you. Let him spend the money.
Right. I know, huh?
right.
So tell me, if someone goes to if someone goes to a website, what's the first thing a website visitor is looking for?
So the first thing they're looking for is confirmation they're in the right place. Okay, and that this is for them. That's pretty much bottom line. And you don't have long to actually give them that information, because how many of us are patient on the internet?
Right.
Nobody, right? Even if the page is loading slowly, we're gonna hit the back button and just go to the next search result. So it's the same problem. You only have a few seconds. You've really got to capture their attention fast. And that's why what you see when you first land on, what someone sees when they first land on your website is so important. And that's why when you land on my website, you're going to see very clearly a headline that identifies who should be here and who should stay here. Mm-hmm. And it should rule people in, and it should rule some people out. And if it's doing that, then it's doing its job.
Right. A lot of people are afraid to rule people out.
They're
like, oh, I want to help everyone. I'm like, yeah, but you're not going to help anybody.
One, you're not going to help everyone. 2, you're going to end up with a lot of headache patients who are either dropping off or rescheduling their eval 10 times or whatever, just because they're not good fits. And they know it, you kind of know it, but you're still just trying to force things. They really, you're going to grow a better practice, with a much stronger practice, with a much happier base of people, and not to mention you're going to be happier with your practice if you can rule out the bad apples. Yeah.
What's the biggest mistake you've seen people make? So as you've gone through and I'm sure reviewed hundreds of other PT websites and helped tons of people create a PT website, what's the biggest mistake people are making when building their website or creating it, or that you've said we got to stop that right now?
Yeah, the biggest thing is that it's all about them. And by them, I mean the PT.
Yeah.
I mean, we think that we should put our resume up online. And I get it. Guys, we've worked really hard. We've got, a lot of us have doctoral degrees now. Great. That's awesome. I mean, yeah, I actually do have mine on the wall, only because it was hiding in a corner of my house. But I've debated about taking it down and putting on,
There it is.
Yeah. I've thought about putting putting a pretty picture up instead. It'd probably be way more interesting. Nobody ever noticed it.
Yeah.
Seriously. They don't.
The sweet gold lettering.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty. Whatever.
Yeah.
What's really funny is I bought a clock without a second hand. It's not good when you're a PT.
Right.
Luckily, my watch makes up for it.
Count reps. I don't count reps.
Oh, I don't either, but...
So the biggest mistake is to make the website all about you.
Yep.
So how would someone rectify that? If someone goes back and looks at their website and goes, most people aren't going to go, it's all about me. They're like, this is all really important to me. Mm-hmm. How would someone rectify that situation?
Here's the best way you can think about it.
Yeah.
You can think about it like dating, right? If you go on a date and the other person talks all about themselves the entire date and never asks you anything or never lets you talk, are you going to go on a second date?
Right. Probably not.
Probably not, right? So it's very similar with your website. You don't want to be that bad first date okay? And if I'm talking all about me and how amazing I am and all these crazy techniques that this person doesn't even know what I'm talking about anyway, they're going to be very turned off, or if anything, they're not going to be turned on to really wanting to come see me.
Right.
So before my website was totally like that. I mean, no shame at all. It was terrible. Actually, it looked beautiful, but it was terrible. It didn't attract any leads, okay? And it talked all about me. Sure, that made me feel a little good, but that's about it. And it didn't grow my business. And so the biggest thing is you need to change that up so that instead of it being all about you, it's all about the patient. Because let me tell you, how much do people like to talk about their problems and how much they hurt?
Right.
I mean, have you ever gone to like a family gathering, someone's got back pain, all they do the whole weekend, even if you're not
Christy,
a PT.
fix my back.
Even if you're not a PT, yes, if you're a PT, yeah, you're really in for it. Especially in my family. Yeah. Sorry, Mom. She won't watch this.
No, she's not going to watch it.
She might, actually. We'll see. But anyway, I love you. So the thing is, when somebody hurts, I mean, misery loves company. So people don't mind talking all about themselves, and they want to learn more about their problem. That's where they go to the internet to essentially obsess over it and talk to Dr. Google, right?
Right.
And so if we can get into kind of break that pattern by hopping in, letting them see all they need to know about themselves, but also showing them there is a possible way out, that's what gets you in.
Yeah. It's funny, as you said, Dr. Google. So people go to, so Dr. Google is really bad for one thing, bad for diagnosing, but really good for referring patients.
Yes. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It's really, I can't tell you how many, I have patients who come in all the time. It's always part of their history. Well, I probably shouldn't have, but I Googled this and I Googled that. And I'm like, yes, what did Dr. Google have to say?
Right. Or my patient's like, oh, where did you find out about this? Google. They may as well put like Dr. Google.
Dr. Google, right.
Dr. Google.
Exactly. It's so true. At the same time, Google's a super powerful tool. So if you have the right things out there on Google, you are going to bring in new patients because you know they're searching the internet.
Right.
There's no doubt about that. Like, they're looking for solutions to their problems. The thing is, they're not looking for physical therapy because they don't realize that physical therapy can be the solution to the problem. They probably think physical therapy is go sit on a table and maybe be stretched a little and get an ice pack.
Hot pack, sling lifts, and ultrasound. That's what I think of. Yeah. So if someone's searching for physical therapy in Charlotte, are they going to find your website?
Actually, probably not.
Yeah.
And there's a reason for that. I could try to compete. They might, if they're in close to this location, because Google does do that. You got to realize Charlotte's a big city, if you don't know that. Not quite as small as Greensboro.
Right.
But people will find me if they're searching for like physical therapy near me, so for their location. But like if they just typed in physical therapy Charlotte, literally the big companies are bidding huge amounts of money on AdWords to show up for that. And you know what? That's great. That's fine. Most of the people Googling physical therapy Charlotte are because they have a referral from the doctor, they don't really know what PT is, they don't really know how it can help them. They're not interested in a different type of PT service. That's fine. I'm not trying to get those patients. I'm really not. I am going for the patients who are searching for alternative solutions to their problems in my patient population. So I'm not going to try to compete with the big guys down the street over ranking really high for physical therapy Charlotte. There's no point. It's a waste of my ad money. I would rather rank higher for problems they're searching for solutions. Things like back pain solutions and, by people who are in the Charlotte area, etc.
Back pain's hard because a lot of chiropractors dominate back pain. Is there another...
Depending on how good your chiros are.
Right. Is there like another term besides back pain? Would it be like herniated disc or something else that would be easier to rank for?
We'd have to look up the current search bidding. You can look all this up on Google. You can look up what current bids are going for different search terms, and it might be that sciatica is easier to bid on in your area than herniated disc.
Yeah. It was my mission for a while. I was like, I got to show up back pain in Greensboro, and I did, but it took so much effort to get there that, so I eventually did it with 3 videos on YouTube. Yeah. And, but it took so much effort to get there that after a while, I was like, all right, whatever, it didn't really matter anymore. Right. And I stopped competing for that, trying to compete for that.
Right. No, exactly. I think the thing with, we're going into AdWords stuff, which is a whole nother ballgame. But the thing with AdWords is you got to be smart about who you're competing against, and that's really going to vary city by city.
Right.
And you also can't like wrongly assume that once you set it up, it's going to work forever, because guess what? Eventually a competitor is going to figure out you're getting low bids on that word, and they're going to come in and compete with you.
Yeah.
So it's not like you hit gold and you're good forever.
Right.
I mean, this is a constant game of changing and
So,
figuring things out.
so now that we've gone down the path of spending a lot of money on ads, let me just back up, because I don't spend a lot of money on ads.
I don't either.
I think a lot of people think they have to spend a lot of money on ads. What's the best thing? So let's say someone gets their website to where they get it right, or they get it 80% right. Okay, not 100%, 80%.
Where it will actually capture leads. That's what we mean by right. It will actually, people have multiple options on ways to give you their information.
And it's not all about them.
It's not all about them.
They got multiple options, and when you land on it, you know this is for me or this is not for me. What's the next thing to do? Like, how do we get patients to land on this website?
So how do we get traffic there?
How do we get traffic?
So there's a lot of different options, and one of them is paid ads. So like, if you were going to go the paid ads route, though, I would start with Facebook, not Google, at least for right now, at the time of this recording.
Yes. Because it could change minute to minute.
If you listen to this in a year, I can't promise it's not different. But at the time of this recording, if you wanted to go the paid ads route, I'll start there. I would look more Facebook than I would Google AdWords, just because it's easier to target if you've already identified your target market, you know their age range, you know if they're male or female, the majority of it. It's really easy to you can narrow down based on location. You can really target your market. Maybe you know they're all interested in running. You can even target that, right? If you want runners with back pain, great, or knee pain, whatever. And you can do a really specific ad for them. So I would start there more than Google AdWords, like you said, trying to link the back pain in Greensboro.
Yeah.
It's just hard trying to link physical therapy Greensboro, even harder, right? So other than that, what I would do is, if you want to look the non-paid ad route, there's a lot of different options. Everything from, because no matter what you do marketing-wise, like whether you're speaking in front of a group, whether you're, hosting a workshop, whether you're going to work at your kid's soccer event as some, support, whatever you're doing. When people learn about you, what's the first thing they're going to do? Even if they've met you in person, what are they going to do before they probably call you? They're going to go look you up online. Okay? So you forget that all these human-to-human interactions can actually be a great lead generator for your website. Now, I've done things as much as give out sheets of paper that announce a free report or free download I have, and put those places so that people are then driven to the website, but I'm not paying for the ads. They're just physically located, say in my dentist office, or here in the gym. That's one great way. I have it on the back of my business card. I mean, I don't give out business cards a ton, but if I do, I'm well, hey, here's a free back report.
Yeah.
Got some buddies down the street who really like me at the automotive shop. They have my cards out for me with my business, with my free back report on there. I partnered with them on a lot of charitable and nonprofit stuff.
Right.
So, it's good to be able to support each other. So you can use in-person networking, whether you go to a BNI, a networking group, all those things to drive people to your website. And then, the other thing I really like, as you can tell, I'm a huge fan of doing the face-to-face stuff.
Yeah.
Then there's also the whole fact of just using social media for organic reach, in the sense of, if you're posting your useful information, say your blogs, etc., online, even on your personal page and stuff, you're going to drive traffic there as well. And you're not going to pay for that. So there's a lot of options. But I feel people really forget the community networking as a source to drive people online.
Right.
The good news is you don't have to drive them. They'll go online once they
still go after the call me.
Right.
Call me.
Yeah, even though we just met in person. But okay, that's fine.
Yeah, let me get my new battery. Bum, 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 bum. Here, hold this for a second. Dun, 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 dun. I know.
Next to my defunct coffee machine.
What's up? All right. Here, let's see.
Too hot for coffee anyway.
It's too hot for coffee. All right. Let's see what happens if I do this.
We've got
how many minutes?
14 minutes until my daughter's
okay.
done.
Yeah, I think we're going to finish this up and then...
Yeah, you should see how many people are out right now.
Oh, yeah. Let's take a peek.
Are you okay, girlie? Runny nose.
Wow.
All right.
That's awesome. Oh, running backwards.
What's that?
All right, Christine.
Even the big girls out.
All right, so we got let's do I got a couple more questions, and then
Wrap up.
if we got some time, we'll wrap up. Or
We've been filming with my beautiful.
yeah, it's perfect. I was like, we should sit down. I'm like, no, this is good because you're standing up,
But I can't stop moving, so I apologize.
That's perfect. What's up? What's up? So, all right, let's see. All right, where were we? So
We were on
getting people on your
getting people
website.
to your website,
Okay.
and we were talking about the importance of community stuff.
Yeah. So I think that, the scary thing for a lot of people is, oh my God, I'm not a tech person. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Or I had someone build my website and it doesn't do what Christine just said it does. And the web developer says, no, you don't need to do that kind of stuff.
I've heard that one a lot.
Let me ask you this question, the last question. How do you know when you've been held hostage by the web developer, and what can you do about it? People might not even know they're being held hostage by the web developer.
It's true. It is a little scary. I use that term in several ways. In one way, there are some web developers that, if you leave them, they delete your website. That's a little scary. I always want to I consider my website a super important marketing asset that's working for me 24/7. I love waking up in the morning and be like, oh, I have a new thing to call back, later today. And to have that not be mine and to be somebody else's, that's really scary. Especially if you ever are even thinking of the point of growing and scaling and then selling. That's even more scary. But for most people who are just starting out, you don't want something you put a lot of hard time and effort into to be able to be just gone. So that's one way people find themselves held hostage. Another way is, and that's unfortunately a complaint I've heard all the time, is people are actually going out and doing what they should be doing as PT business owners, which is learning the marketing, which is the lifeblood of your business. They're learning how to do that. They're investing in themselves and the time, and then they turn around to their web developer and they're like, hey, I want to do this. And the web developer either says no, or no because it won't work, or no because, what they don't say is no because I don't want to spend the time doing it. And that's just, that's wrong.
Right.
So that's really being handicapped and handcuffed by your web developer if they're not allowing you, or if they're even questioning, especially when you've gone out, you and I both have invested thousands and thousands of dollars each year to learn the stuff that we know is going to grow our practice. I don't want to turn around and then have to convince somebody else to do it. I just want it to be implemented and done. And so that's why I love controlling my own website. It's one thing we know. Internet marketing will continue to evolve and change, and that's why in the video earlier we said, if you watch this in a year, some of the tips are going to be the same. Some of the principles will always be the same.
Right.
The little nuances, like what we're saying on our buttons, etc., it's all going to change, and we have to be able to evolve with that and evolve with our audience. So, you don't want to be held hostage in those ways by any means, but at the same time, you got to make sure your website works. And I think a lot of people think their website works, but then when I actually ask them the question, well, how many people called you and said, hey, I called you because of your website?
Yeah.
For me, the first year the answer was 0.
Right.
0. Okay, I was totally word of mouth dependent. Last year alone, even if you take out all the any paid advertising leads, I had over 100 organic leads from my website. Huge difference.
Right.
Another website we just launched got 60 new leads in 3 months.
Wow.
Huge difference. Okay. And you think about what that would do for your business.
Right. So if someone wants to learn more about what your practice here, or how to and see what you're doing, but also how to set up their website or get some more information on best strategies for building and creating a website that converts patients, where should they go, or where do they look?
Sure. So if you want to learn more about my cash practice, the best place is to go check out drwalkerpt.com. That's just drwalkerpt.com. Fortunately, Walker PT was taken. Isn't that weird? Popular name or something? So you can go check that out there. And you can learn more at ptwebsitesecrets.com. But for your listeners especially, we've put together a super cool link, I hope you don't mind.
Yeah, this is fine.
Called CashPTNationDeal.com, where they can go learn more about PT Website Secrets and actually get a special exclusive deal just for your audience at a price that we're not offering anywhere else.
Yep.
So they should check it out.
Yeah, totally. And I'll say that when Christine, when I first started looking at her website, I was like, this is like what I've been doing. And people ask, well, Aaron, did Christine do your website? I was like, no. I was like, no. It's just like, it's the principles are the same, and it's the way that people and people have done that with me for other stuff. It's like there's principles in marketing and business that we don't learn in PT school, and that people don't, web developers don't know.
It's scary how many don't know these things.
Right.
Or even I was watching the advertisement for Wix the other day, which is a drag and drop. And I have nothing against I love drag and drop platforms. Mine's on a drag and drop platform.
Yep.
Yours is too. But their advertising was all about making your website beautiful.
Right.
And I was like, well, that's great, but that doesn't work for healthcare, and it doesn't work for getting new patients.
Yeah. It might even not work for a photographer.
Maybe. I mean, photographer's the one area I'm willing to say maybe you need
just having a pretty website.
Like maybe.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That is your product, right?
Yeah.
So maybe the photographer can get away with it, but the majority of people who actually have websites that make money from their business and don't just prove their existence,
right.
It's not right.
Right. Awesome. Are you anywhere on social media that we should know about?
Oh gosh. Currently, I do have a Facebook page for PT Website Secrets that's called Christine Walker's PT Website Secrets that you can like and follow to get free content. It's a business page, it's not a group, but I put out a lot of free stuff there, so it's a great place to go like.
That's awesome.
And then I'm on social media, like Facebook under my name. And on Instagram, I'm still on as Dr. Walker PT. But if that doesn't show up, maybe I've switched to PT Website Secrets. We'll see.
That's awesome.
It's like on the to-do list, you know?
Thank you so much for letting me follow you around while you bring your daughter here to gymnastics and interview you. It's really awesome. And if you guys have questions for Christine, you can post them below the video, and we'll do our best to get back to you if we're not out wrecking other people's websites.
Exactly.
Or making them better so they they get people in. But that's the whole big deal is you got to have the asset that speaks to patients, that converts them into our patients so that we can help them get better and avoid surgery and injections.
Right. I mean, exactly. If your website's not showing them how you can help, then these poor people are maybe lumbering on for 2 more years trying to figure out what to do, and none of us want that. We don't. Right. So that's why it's almost an obligation. You got to get this website right.
Yeah.
You really do.
Yep.
All right, 1 jump, Aaron. Oh, you're actually going to jump off the vault? Okay. Go for it. Last one. 1 jump. You're on it. 1 jump. Now we'll get back to work, right?